Dear students, let's continue with human resource planning in DP. This is the process by which an organization ensures that it has the right number and kind of people at the right place and at the right time, capable of effectively and efficiently completing those tasks that help the organization achieve its overall objectives. Here, so many rights are written, right? Right number and right place at right time, effectively and efficiently. These are all part of HR, right? When you are planning an employee to be appointed, you should first design the job, the requirement of the job, right? Then you should hire the right candidate in the right number at the right time so that they are able to do the work efficiently and effectively, means as per the expectation of the organization. This is very important when it comes to planning. Importance, each organization needs personnel with necessary qualification, skills, knowledge, experience and aptitude. Aptitude is nothing but solvability, means any person has the critical thinking, right? Out of box, those things are part of aptitude. Problem solving capacity, need for replacement of personnel, replacing old, retired or disabled personnel. This is because of them, because of replacement of personnel who are old, retired or disabled personnel, definitely a vacancy will be created. That vacancy should be properly replaced by a right person, right skilled person. Meet manpower shortages due to labor turnover. Indian Airlines, Gas Authority of India, GAIL, headless for 10 months. Here what happens? See, Indian Airlines faced crisis, right? Financial crisis. In such case, in such environment, what happens to the employees? Whether should be thrown out, should we give the salary, or think about the present scenario about the worldwide corona is dancing, right? Whichever be the country you uh, take as an example, every country is affected. Total shutdown of the nations, economy affected, production affected, services are affected, people are affected, social life is affected. Many companies are not able to pay the salaries to the employees. In such situation, what happens, right? People should be able to understand the consequences of these situations. Next one is quantity job for producing product and services. Quantity, quantify job for producing product and services. Quantify people and positions required. Determine future staff mix. This is again forecasting of the future requirement of the human resources. Assess staffing levels to avoid unnecessary cost. It should not be surplus or it should not be less than the normal. Reduce delays in procuring staff. Okay, let's recruit next year, next month. As long as a new employee comes, we have to pay them, so that it will be a burden to the company. If a company thinks like that, definitely it will be postponement of the recruitment process. Prevent shortage and excess of staff. This is what we discussed. Comply with legal requirement. When a company uh, recruits a person, definitely company has to abide by the legal compliances, right? Salary should be paid on time, PF should be deducted, PF should also be contributed by the company equal percentage, right? HRA should be given, leave leave benefits, medical allowances, sick leaves, surrenders, leave management, everything is as per the legal, or it should be abide by the law. uh, HR process determine the quality of personnel. Job analysis. This is the job process of collecting and studying information relating to the operations and responsibility of a specific job. If a job is there, what is just like analyzing features of the job, a determination of tasks which comprise the job and of skills, knowledge, abilities, responsibilities required of the worker for a successful performance of and which differentiate one job from all others. Products of job analysis are job description and job specification. So job analysis leads to job description and job specification also. If you think about the third point, determination of task which comprise the job and of skills, knowledge, abilities, responsibilities of required for the worker, right? When job is specified, nature of the job is specified, the quality of a person who is performing that job also should be on par with that, right? Steps in job analysis. Collection of organization structure information leads to selection of representative position to be analyzed, collection of job analysis data, developing job description, and developing job specification. These are the 5 phases in job analysis. Let us discuss that in deep. Collection of data. Who collects the data? On the job employees, supervisors, consultants, and trade job analysts. They will collect the data about this. What to collect? Physical and mental activity involved. It is the requirement of the person who does this job. Each task essential to achieve overall result. Skill and educational factor needed for the job. How to collect the data? Checklist, interview, observation, participation, technical conference, diary method, quantitative techniques. These are the methods used to collect the data of a person who is going to do that. It is according to or on the basis of the job specifications. Areas in which information may be gathered: job title, alternative title, work performed, equipment, tools and materials used, reports and records made, relation of the job together jobs, education and experience required, physical and mental visual for required, responsibility for equipment, reports, performance and duties, supervising supervision given and received, hazards, discomfort and safety. These are all the jobs, these are all the requirements regarding to job specification. Job analysis, process of obtaining all pertinent job facts. Here job description and job specification. Yep. Oh, according a proper definition and design of the work, a statement of containing job title, it is a job description. Location, job summary, job title, what it may be, designation, location where it should be performed, location, job summary, overall what is there inside the job, duties and responsibilities, yes, materials, tools and equipment used to perform that job, forms and reports handles, what type of reports should be to be submitted to the higher authorities, it may be periodical or it may be anytime when they ask, supervision given received, working conditions, environment, hazards or safety precautions. If it is a production system, definitely you should have proper safety measures to prevent the accidents in the workplace. Job specification, a statement of human qualifications necessary to do the Job containing, see, the job description narrates the nature of the job specification narrates the features or the requisitions or the knowledge or the capacity or the skill of the person who is going to do or perform on that performance of that particular job. Here education and qualifications, experience and training, yes, knowledge and skills, communication skills, right, physical requirements, height, weight, age, personality requirements, appearance, judgment, initiative, emotional stability. These are all related with the employee's capability, right? Education, experience, knowledge, communication skill, physical requirement, height, weight, and age. It is for the military or police recruitment. Definitely these are considerable, but for the normal jobs, I don't feel height, weight, and height weights are essential, because a short man also can do the work. Height, the person who is having or who is tall also can do the same work. Some specified job only or requires this kind of physical requirements. Personality requirements like appearance, yes, if he's a team leader or he's representing the company or the sales staff, think about the sales staff, they should, their appearance is very very important. They should be judgment, and they should be able to arrive at a conclusion, right? In different situations they should be able to come to a conclusion so that they can judge the initiativeness. See, if one job is given, how fast he is able to initiate that job, right? Emotional stability, yes, if a person does a mistake, a boss scolds him, how he is managing that kind of situation, that and all leads to emotional stability. Purpose and use of the job analysis. Why we have to do the job analysis? Organization and manpower planning. It is required for organization and as well as manpower planning, forecasting the future. Recruitment and selection. Yes, it is the base for all recruitment and selection. Job evaluation and wage salary administration. Yes, it's based on the job analysis. Job re-engineering, employee training and managerial development, performance appraisal, and health and safety. Right? If a person who is working in mining, his health and safety measures will be different from a person who is working in IT industry in an AC room, right? That will be different. So it, according to the job analysis, we should be gear up with all these factors. Human resource planning, process and determination of quantity of personnel. See, here is the organizational objective. On the basis of that, HR supply will be forecast, that is HR planning, right? So here HR needs forecast, both will be moving together, objectives and supply and demand. Needs arises, supply will fulfill the needs. So it will lead to HR programming, HRP implementation, control and evaluation. That will lead to surplus, restricted hiring, layoff, VRS, reduced hours. This is seen in BSNL recently, this part. Shortage, recruitment and selection to perform the job. This is helpful to supply, and here so organizational objectives can be fulfilled. Organize objectives and policies. Here downsizing and expansion. If some part of the business is underperforming, so company decides to close that down, then it becomes a downsizing. Expansion means company is amalgamated or merged or acquired some other companies, then it becomes expansion. Acquisition, merger and sellout. Company completely owns another company, a company A acquires company B, company A merges with company B, company A sells some part of it to B or completely to B. Technology upgradation and automation processes. Usually, most of the manufacturing processes are automated nowadays. So it is because of technological upgradation and adaptation, pace of adaptation also. New markets and new products. This will be definitely when you are expanding, new market shall be created to cater that particular customer base. We need either new products or improved product, or it may be existing products also will be in the new market. External versus internal hiring. See, when the new markets are created, you have to recruit new people to work in that market. When the new products are launched, definitely it is part of the expansion work, or it may be the replacement of the previous one. When we are producing new products, the skill sets and other things will be different. That is why HR should plan to meet this requirement. External and versus internal hiring. If sometimes surplus shortage is there, we can replace that according to the need of the hour. If the requirement is for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, definitely we can hire a contractual employee. He will not be on the roll. We are successfully replacing, or it may be this, that will be external hiring. If it is internal hiring means, uh, in one of the departments surplus staff is there, in one of the department scarcity of staff is there, then you can post the surplus staffs to the another department. You can train them. That will be internal hiring. Training and retraining. When performance appraisal shows or training need analysis shows these many employees are not performing properly, then definitely the skill set can be improved through training and retraining. Training, right? Union constraints. This is very, very critical to HR manager, because unions are the what we can call, this is all the employees will come together to form the union in that particular company. So if anything goes wrong, suppose the incentives are not given on time, overtime not given on time, salaries are not dispersed on time, this union will always fight against the management to fulfill the needs of the workers. That is why they form the union. This is registered union according to Indian labor laws. So this becomes sometimes constraint for the growth of the organization, for the working as well. So productivity can be hampered because of these unions. HR demand forecast. Process of estimating future quantity and quality of manpower required for an organization. It's very simple definition of the human demand forecast. We already discussed this, because today we are aware of what we are. In future we don't know what we are going to be, whether we are going to expand, whether we are going to shut down. So in both the cases there will be surplus or there will be scarcity of the manpower. So HR manager or HR department should be able to understand the future requirement of the quantity, how many people will be required, and what type of jobs they are going to do, and what the skill sets they should be possessing. External factors like competition, competitors, laws and regulations, economic climate, changes in technology and social factors will will constitute external factors. Internal factors, budget constraints, money is not there to disburse. Production department is demanding for the new upgraded machines, but finance department has no money to buy it. That is the budget constraints. Production levels, new products and services, organization structure, employee separations, leaving the an organization structure, what type of structure in what type of organization structure is there in that particular organization. That also will be constituting internal factors. Forecasting techniques. Managerial judgment. Managers discuss and arrive at a figure of inflows and outflows which would cater to future labor demand. Manager, according to his knowledge, according to his experience, he is able to judge what type of manpower will be required in future, and he is helping in forecasting. Ratio trend analysis, studying past ratios, that is number of workers versus volume of sales, forecasting future ratios and adjusting for future changes in the organization. Ratio trend analysis means comparing the past with the present. So how many were there, how many are here, how many are there were there, how many are today. 10 the same day, how many were there, how many are there today. This kind of comparison will be done by the uh, experts, or they may be the managers or the human resource experts. Then they will analyze, yes, this will be, this many people will be we require in near future. Work study technique used when the length of operations and amount of labor required can be calculated. Used when length of operations, how many days he will be working, amount of labor, how many labors will be required to do their job. Delphi techniques, from a group of experts the personal needs are estimated. Delphi method is used to get the it's the experts opinion. HR supply forecast, process of estimating future quantity and quality of manpower available internally and externally to an organization. This is human resource forecast. Supply analysis, how we are going to analyze the supply. Existing human resources according to a manpower available internally, internal sources of supply. So this will cater to external sources of supply. Maybe if it is contractual employees or off-role employees, then there will be consultancies who will provide us the manpower. If not, we should be hiring through recruitment processes. Existing human resources capability, skills, inventory using HR information system. This is general information, job analysis, experience required, outstanding achievement, and additional information. Existing human resources capability, skills, inventory using HR information system. See, if an employee is called A, so his name will be A, he will be male or female, his date of birth, whether he's married or not, where he's staying now, his whether he's a migrant or he's permanently staying in the above address, which department he's working, what is his designation, date of joining, salary, grade, everything will be his personal information or general information regarding to a particular employee. These are the details helps to HR manager when it comes to his seniority or promotion. This will help, this database will help. So what type of qualification he has, what degree, which institution he studied, what is grade or first, second, third, with which year he passed this degree or that, experience, how many organizations he previously worked, so how far his experience, whether he's what are his responsibilities, and specialized areas, everything will be here. So this is appraisal report, whether he got awards, promotions, achievements, extraordinary achievements. So is what are his career plans, performance, merit rating, disciplinary action if he did or mistake, uh, so what disciplinary action was taken against him. So absenteeism, whether he works 26 days in a month or 13 days in a month, he takes leaves frequently, everything will be updated in human resource system. Internal supply, inflows and outflows, the number of losses and gains staff is estimated. Turnover rate, that means refers to the rate of employees leaving. Number of separations in a year, divided by average number of employees during the year into 100. This is always a percentage. Absenteeism means how many days he has not worked. Unauthorized absence from the work. See, there are several employees go on leave without notifying their seniors. So if a morning manager will come and ask, Mr. A is not there, where he is he on leave? Usually he should be aware of if Mr. A is on leave, but unfortunately sometimes the employees have that kind of mindset. Without notifying, they will go on leave for 1 or 2 days. Sometimes it may be 15 days or a month. So productivity level, these are all the how they are calculating. Productive output divided by input, that is change in productivity affects number of persons per unit of output. Movement among jobs, internal source of recruitment, selection and planning, these are all how internal supply works. External supply, external recruitment, selection and placement, advertisement, manpower. So these are the recruitment process what we already discussed. See, employee referrals. Mr. A is working in a company, so HR manager asks Mr. A, see, we have vacancy like this. If you know any people who can do this work, who are committed, who are responsible, who are qualified, yes, please refer their name. So in turn, that employee will get some compensation. Yield ratio are estimated in the process of hiring application. HR programming, balancing demand and supply. Vacancies filled in by the right employee at the right time. So demand and supply should always go hand in hand. If vacancy is created today, that is the demand. If the supply comes after 3 months, definitely it is not the right one. Supply should also be on par with demand. Demand says vacancy is created today, it should be filled within 15 days so that works can be done smoothly. 15 days we are able to uh, manage without that particular employee, or we can it can be managed with some additional training for the existing employee, but within 15 days that vacancy should be filled. So that becomes supply. If supply fails, external supply or internal supply fails to meet this demand, then uh, company will suffer. Again, there will be a cost. Vacancies filled in by the right employee at the right time. HR plan into implementation, recruitment, selection and placement, training and development, training and retraining and redeployment, retention plan, downsizing plan. These are the implementation part. So recruitment helps us to bring the good employees in. Selection and placement, this entire is for the new employees. A training and development, it can be for the new employees as well as for the previous employees. Retraining and redeployment, here when surplus, one department has surplus, one department has scarcity, definitely the wherever the surplus is there, those employees will be taken and they will be trained and they will be deployed to the another department. A retention plan, how to retain good committed employees. This is the one serious issue nowadays, because if an engineer uh, joins today, he will be trained by the company and he will work for 2 years. He shown extraordinary skill, but another competitor is always looking to grab this resource. So to retain that employee, we have to sell more, because another company is offering him double salary, car, bungalow and all, but if we are not paying to him, then definitely he will run away. We are losing one asset. Right, downsizing plan. In critical situations like what Indian Airlines recently faced, means a loss, it was undergoing loss. At that time, what we have to do, we have to downsize. Best example is BSNL. Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, one of the venture of the central government, faced a serious problem, financial crisis, loans and all. That is why they downsized, giving retirement, VRS, voluntary retirement scheme, that this and all. So this is also one of the HR plan. Control and evaluation. This is on the budgets, targets and standards. Whether targets are met with, standards are maintained, and this is within the budget. It is all part of the evaluation. Responsibilities for implementation and control. Controlling is nothing but whichever is going beyond the limit or specified, definitely it should be brought under control. That is uh, brought under our control. That is part of this one. Reports for monitoring HR plan. Day-to-day reports can be taken from each department on the performance of the employees. For example, if a sales staff is recently recruited, his target is given 30 lakhs per month. He has to meet 5 architects, 5 builders, 5 customers, so that he is able to build his own networks. From them he is able to generate some leads and in turn the business. So these reports help to monitor the performance of the employees, not only for the organization, it is, sorry, not only for the HR, it is for the organization.